Ariel back. Ariel and Jess are here already. I invite you guys very soon. Hey y'all, come here. We have one more live to be on the triples. Actually, this is the live number 10. So feel very welcome here. Today we have very special guests. I'm trying to connect here. My Facebook has some problem right now. I'm trying to fix it. Camera. Let's see. How are you doing? So let me know, where are you from? Hey Skip, how are you doing, my friend? Where are you from? Where are you talking right now? What's the time for you? It's 9 p.m. in Brazil right now. I'm not sure if I'm live on the Facebook. Live producer is a new way to go live. Let's see. Ta-da. Let's see if I'm going live on Facebook too, because I want to do this interview with them in both channels. So stay on live producer. Let's see. Go live now. Use camera. Yeah. I'm not sure if I can do it on Facebook. Louisville, Kentucky, 8 p.m. Hey Adam. Bada, that's how I say your name. Gordon, you are here too, I know that. Ariel and Jesse, are you guys ready? Ready to come here? Are you sure? The first thing that I want to see is you guys doing a lift when I invite you. Are you ready? I don't know if I will be able to do it on Facebook too. I should try it before. I have some problem with the Facebook here. Spica Photography. Spica, that's how I say your name? Nice name. Hi Diego, 7 p.m. in St. Louis. That's nice. So come on, let me see. Where are you and Jesse? Where are you guys? I invited you. You just have to accept it. Oh my gosh. And I have problem with my Facebook.
This is Ariel and Diego.
Hey! Yeah, that's a great lift, guys. You guys should do that in your next routine. I think everybody will be crazy. Look that shit! He's lifting her hands. That's so great.
I know.
How are you doing, guys? You good?
Yeah.
It's a little dark here. Sorry.
Yeah, you good. Where are you right now? What is that?
What is what?
Where are you guys?
We're in Kansas City.
Kansas City. That's good. Are you having fun there?
You know, yeah, absolutely. Actually, you know what? One of my favorite parts of the whole day so far has been seeing the names popping up on the feed of who's watching. Hi, guys.
Yeah. Hey, guys. Felipe Brasileiro, one of my best friends is there. Say hi, Felipe. So yeah. So please, guys, feel very welcome to comment. Hey, Gordon is here too. Gordon is big fan of you guys. Actually, you guys have a lot of fans.
We have a lot of fans.
You have a lot of fans. That's right. Well, yeah, all the time when I ask people who they want to see here on this interview, your name pop up a couple times. So that's good.
Excellent.
Good job, guys. Good job. How are Kansas right now about the Corona shit thing?
Wow, jumping in. We began our next step in the phases of opening on Monday, the 8th. So yesterday, our studio was allowed to open with the other gyms and the hair salons. I got a haircut yesterday, guys. That's
good. Was you, Ariel? You did that?
Yeah, that's me, totally.
No, we did not put that version of trust into it. But we did. I got to go get a haircut yesterday, and the studio opened with very strict guidelines, and we're having to be really careful with it. But we're going to be allowed based on technique and with proper distance. So we're getting there.
Yeah, here Sonia is here. Hey, Sonia.
Diana.
I had a great interview with Sonia. It was just amazing. She just talk about everything that popped up in her mind. And it was great. Let me move here. I have more light here.
Oh, you turn it back. That's make
We're good.
it's not echoing.
Let's fix that here. So, guys, let me know one thing, because I always like to start the interviews like that, because I do think stories are the most inspiring way to teach people and to make people to believe in themselves. So I would love to know a little more about your history. How did you guys become like great West Coast dancers? Why you made that decision? Where you come from? So tell to us a little bit about your history so far.
Yeah,
It's
we're
my
so
turn.
excited.
So my journey with West Coast Swing started in like 2014. Which was it was just a super random, like I guess, discovery, because I even though I have been done dancing most of my life, I did like solo dancing and actually zero partner dancing. My partner dancing was all choreographed. It was like lifts, and we did tumbling and cheerleading stunts, but it wasn't ever like improvised social dancing. So it was really, really different. And so when I found West Coast Swing, it was like a whole new world, and I didn't know what I just stumbled upon. But enough, like I was hooked almost like after the first class, and we kept coming back. Chat on me today, West Coast
Down in
Swing
Florida.
Gang. I definitely wouldn't have started if it wasn't for them. So I'm super grateful that they started the West Coast Swing Gang, and gave the opportunity to a lot of us youngsters to find the dance. So that's how I started. But I basically cried a lot.
Both Aladdin at the bottom.
I basically cried a lot for the first 6 months of learning, because from a pretty competitive dance background, I was like, this is gonna be no problem. Just social dance. But turns out there's many, many, many layers of West Coast Swing. And it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. So the perfectionist and like crying about why I could not catch on to the dance faster than I was. But after 6 months, I was like, okay, fine, it's a learning process. I'm okay with that. So that's my, but like,
Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, the audio is a little bit missing. You guys who are watching us, how are you listening her? The audio is good for you, because it's a little bit popping up. Let me know.
that's why I rotated it, because I think the speakers on the bottom, I might be cutting it.
You think it's
Maybe it's the Wi-Fi, I don't know. So guys, let me know. It's good for you. You are watching.
we can hear
We can hear you perfect. We can turn our Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, no, they say it's good. Okay, yeah. For me, yeah, it's stopping for me your video right now.
you gotta go
Okay.
Let's see.
So we just turned our Wi-Fi off, so we're gonna see if that helps the audio. Is it?
I do think it's better.
You think it's better?
Everyone listening?
Yeah. Keep going. Yeah, that's good.
You talk like robots.
Yeah, I think it's better now. Yeah, it's good.
But we're a little bit spotty, but we understand. Yeah, okay. We'll try our best to enunciate.
Yes, babe. Enunciate it.
Enunciate. And now better. I think the Wi-Fi is not helping.
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
So yeah, keep going. Sorry.
You found West Coast Swing. You're like 6 months to a year into your development.
That's pretty much my story. No, I mean, after that, I got pretty obsessed with it and traveled a lot, as much as I could. And I don't know, like the rest of the history. I tried to get myself involved as many ways possible, by like involving myself in photography and teaching other styles of dance to see, get the opportunity to go to events, which did help me along the way. So I feel like hip hop and my solo dance background influence where I'm at right now with West. Pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's what I want to talk with you guys a lot today. So if you are here, just waiting for it, because you both came for some other dance background, and you are able to put your great skills on the West Coast swing and create your own style, and you are smart enough. As what I always talk people about that, to use and work in the things that you already are good with and show it for people on the social, on the competition. I do remember when Ariel just started dance, some people started to share with her videos, and she was like intermediate at the time or something like that. Oh, she looks this gal, she would be so good. And it was the same thing with Jesse. When I first saw him, was not even a West Coast swing, I think was cabaret thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he, oh, this guy is amazing. And we already know when he started to do West Coast swing, he would do amazing West Coast swing too, because it's always about our background and how we can use and be smart enough to use the things that we already are amazing. So yeah, you guys have doing great on that. So yeah, so thank you, Ariel, for sharing it. Jesse, let's see what you have to say.
As far as my story, I was a ballroom dancer, and that happened actually through college. I went to college as a pre-law major, and about halfway through, tried out for some theater productions and did a couple shows. Liked that way more, had way more fun. So I switched because those are going to be roughly the same monetary. You'll make just as much money as an actor as you will being a lawyer.
Said no one.
Said no one ever. But I made the switch out of passion and needed an internship in order to be able to graduate. So I wanted to do something related to the arts, and there was a local studio, Louis and Company, here in Kansas City that I had the chance to do an internship with, and that job. And I stuck with it, even though it wasn't acting at the time. Still doing a bunch of performances with students and in showcases, and so it felt like I was getting the performance side and also enjoying the physicality of dance and the movement, the creativity. So after a couple years of that, Kyle and Amy Patel put on Midwest Westy Fest here in Kansas City, which, as a sidebar, just in general, event directors, the community's with you. We're sorry for what you guys are having to go through. We know that there were some new announcements today as far as upcoming cancellations, and even in the last couple of weeks. And like, when we do get to be there and be with you guys in social and do all of the of why we all three of us, why the community loves events, just know you're going to have that support. But unfortunately, Midwest Westy Fest was one of those events that had to cancel. One of my favorite events every year, and
why was Midwest special?
And it is so special to me because it is so special to me because it was my very first event in the newcomer division, and Tatiana and Jordan were there, Jessica was there, and Chris Swearingen, who's my coach. He's the one who taught me how to do what.
Nice.
And I got training from him for like 2 or 3 weeks before the Midwest event, to transition from doing ballroom swing to West Coast swing, and competed in the newcomer division, and I took first place, and like loved the competitive aspect of that and loved the social dancing. And that weekend, Tatiana Molman, who definitively doesn't remember this, but Tatiana had a social dance with me. I asked if she would dance with me as a newcomer, because I didn't know. And she said, yeah, right now. And 3 or 4 hours later, Diego, on the social floor, she found me again. She was like, oh, you asked me to dance earlier. Do you want to dance now? I said, yes. Oh my gosh, thanks for remembering. And I had to dance with her, and I can only assume it was absolutely terrible. But terrifying on my end, terrible for her. But it mattered to me so much that she had taken the time and the effort to remember and to recognize me and come back and dance. And so that was really a big part of my continuation in the community, is going back to that memory and creating those memories with other people as as I had the chance to influence new dancers in the community, when people asked me to social dance,
you're like one of the best, I guess, people that remember people asking you to dance and finding them, and even
really,
while you're dancing on the floor,
really
you're like
tried.
actively ask you to dance and make them feel cared for and special.
There have been times where we'll go back up to the room after a couple hours. Babe, I couldn't find that person. Like, I tried really hard to find it. It matters when we miss somebody, because it matters to that person if we got everybody else.
Yeah, that's all amazing. And remember, I do have a total different. I mean, I have two great experience with Tatiana, and one was amazing, and the other one was traumatic. But I mean, I feel very good. I'm very confident, guys. So I really don't care. But I like that. But first, let me say, Swing the Garotos are here. They are asking you guys some questions. This is a Brazilian group, just with guys that they do routines. You guys, yeah, you will love the part of it, Jesse. I was with them last show on the Brazilian Open. They are just crazy, and I want to see them in the show at some point. They are amazing. And guys, if you are watching us right now, I want you to do two things. First, take paper and pen, because those guys will talk a lot of interesting things, and you have probably some insights for yourself. So make sure you take notes, then you remember. And second thing, please click on the heart on the airplanes here to share it with your friends so more people can see. And actually, let me change my picture here, because I will have, I want to create that. I don't know if you guys know. Sorry, say Jesse.
No.
I have 200 people in my WhatsApp group right now, and I start a new WhatsApp group. So you all are invited to go there. So please do it. I don't know how WhatsApp is famous in US, but here in Brazil, everybody's there. So I love it, create that. So let me tell you that. First of all, my first Swing Diego, 2010, right? And I decided to go by myself. It was a crazy time. I speak no English. Then I talk with one champion to do a pro-am with me, because I mean, I was checking everybody. I didn't know no one. Then I thought, okay, no, Tatiana will probably say no to me. I was talking about pro-am, right? Tatiana will probably say no to me. I am nobody, so I'm not asking her at all. Then 1 month before go to Swing Diego, I had an event in Brazil, and I was there and I danced with her, and I told her, oh, I'm going to Swing Diego, and she looked to me and she said, oh, do you want to do a pro-am? And I was like, fuck, what? And I was crazy, and I already have another partner, and it was, oh my God, I missed it. So, I mean, it was okay. Like, I was happy because she invited me, but I cannot do it. And this was a happy thing. And there's another moment when we were on the event, some events in Brazil, and I was the most advanced dancer in Brazil at the time. So when I danced with her, like, everybody stopped to watch, right? Brazil was not a big community. So we danced once on Friday, we danced once one Saturday. And when I invite her to dance on Sunday, she said, no, we have been dancing too much, sorry. And I was like, fuck that girl, you just said no because we have been dancing too much, we have been dancing twice. So I was just like crazy. And I know, because you guys have been famous for your social skills also, not just for your technical skills. You may think it starts with your technical skills, because as far as I remember you guys, you were winning competitions on cabaret. Ariel was doing an amazing job on the Rising Star. And it's funny, I remember when I first met Ariel, I asked, what's your name? I don't know if you remember it, Ariel. And what's your name? And she said, Ariel. And I did not understand exactly. And I said, what? And she, like a mermaid. And I have no idea what a mermaid was. She was like, just repeating, like a mermaid. And I, what? And she's like a mermaid? And she, you know, like a mermaid. And okay, yeah. I think I after a couple weeks, mermaid. Yeah, I kind of understand.
I don't do
So,
that.
like, yeah,
Same.
let me ask you one thing for you guys, because Ariel said something very important about how she bring her skills to the West Coast swing, and you did the same thing, Jesse. So I want to know for you both, which are how you see yourselves, because I do think self knowledge are very important to us as a person and as a dancers. So is the way you see yourselves. What when you go to the dance floor, social or competing, what are your most strong skills that you want to show up there?
Brother, I mean, on my end, I don't feel like you can combine those pieces, like the social skills and the competition skills, because that's something that I really struggle with as a competitor.
Okay.
And when I go down, I have a very specific mindset, and
When you compete.
specifically for competition. So in line, I'm warming up and I'm very focused, and I'm not talking with people because I'm usually listening to headphones or at least the music being played by the DJ, because there are things that I'm trying to do to get ready for it, because I do have very specific goals in the community, which is not at all the same. It's not who I am as a person or who I am as a teacher or as a social teacher, but competitively, like that is what I send out, which is very different than the other vibes I think I
Yeah,
get to send.
definitely.
That was my answer.
Oh, is it my turn?
Good. But when we talk about competition, Jesse, for example, if you are talking about that, because I had I always talk about the apple tree theory. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I always teach my students exactly like that. Let me try to draw you. It's like if we have an apple tree here, I'm very bad on that, right? And we have so many apples, and you are here. So when we are on an apple, we want to hitch that apple or that one here because they are the closest one to us and they have the same flavor, the same nutrients. But when we talk about dance skills, some people try to hit that one here. That takes more time and more energy, and they are very hard to reach. So I always say, if you are very good turn for one side, do better for that side. Like I remember when you do a routine with Perivo, and there's a moment when you do like 5 turns or something like that, right? So
Yeah.
So I guess this is your best side to turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you not spend a lot of time and energy trying to do one side or one turn that you are not good yet. So you use the skills that you already have to create a great show. Or when you go to social, you do the same thing. Like I don't think exactly about technical skills, but the things that you are good at. It's the same thing when I saw Ariel do a routine. She do splits and she do hip hops and things like that she are already very good at. So yeah, when you see yourself, guys, what you think, okay, I'm pretty good on that thing here and I will show that.
What do I think about that? Is that the question?
Well, yes.
Like, what
just
do
to
I do?
double check, Diego, you're asking us, do we tend to focus our practices and our social dancing on the things we can already do well? So we.
Yeah, I'm talking about like let's say you guys have.
When we go into competition.
Sorry, the Wi-Fi was not that good. Can you listen me well?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
hear you.
Yeah. So let's say if you have to pick your superpowers as a dancers,
Ooh.
what
What would it be?
If we had to pick our superpowers as dancers, what would they be?
Yeah.
How many superpowers do we get, buddy? 2,
Sorry?
3? How many
How many do you like it?
How many do you like?
That is amazing. All right.
It's good.
I had to throw it in there.
Okay. As far as like skills go, I think this is weird to say about yourself. Like, I don't know if I like
Well,
answered
you
this
said
for myself.
earlier that like self-knowledge is really important.
Yeah.
Dancers and
Okay.
artists.
Okay. You're,
We can be real with it. We know we're good at something.
so I feel like in general, the awareness that I had of my body coming out of like ballet and contemporary
Good
and
one.
hip hop was my strong suit. So actually West Coast Swing was my weak point.
The actual.
So when I would compete, I feel like I would really focus on the musicality of things because I could at least show some of the music that was happening instead of my like really good anchor or like my perfect frame and my long legs. I don't have long legs. I didn't make finals once because I didn't have long enough legs. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, I think musicality was something that I really focused on, and musicality was in respect to showing the music in the body versus like
We see your emojis.
yeah,
We see the love.
showing the music in the body with isolations and maybe some flexibility, but the ability to like make choices and know that your body can express those choices that you're making.
Yeah. Well, and to the expression of choices as far as like, I know you're supposed to answer the question for yourself, but
No,
girl,
it's
your
okay, I need to
musicality
know.
is on point. Like your ability to understand music in a natural sense, because she's like amazing at the violin. She's played that for a really long time, and you had to choose between violin and dance as a profession, right?
Yeah, like
That's trouble.
when I was choosing which direction I wanted to take in life, I was equally doing violin and dance pretty like at the same level, and I obviously chose dance because I feel like I couldn't have like lived without doing dance, and so yeah, that was my choice that he
well so
described.
she's bringing that skill set of musical comprehension to the table and then putting that into her understanding of body mechanics so that she can express the music in really unique and intelligent ways while she's dancing.
Yeah, and you have been doing a great job with that.
Yeah.
I do feel like on the musicality side, like people will be like, "Oh my god, I know this song." I'm like, "Don't."
Never
I'm guessing, but there's a lot of like cues that can pick up in music, kind of like, you know, allow you to guess what's happening in the music. And I definitely have messed that up. Huge Jack and Jill at Mad Jam. I was at Mad Jam and I was in finals with Ryan Oz, and like the song was something about we're here and there's music, the DJ, and I thought it was gonna say the dance floor, so I just like full on committed to my idea of smacking the dance floor in my Jill, and it was not the lyrics, and everyone was like, why the fuck did she do that? So clearly it doesn't always get me there, but it does like in general do the job, and I really do enjoy like figuring out music as I go and showing it. So
yeah, I do have a question for you about that, because
okay.
I'm sure there are so many followers here that will learn how to do it. I always teach people about the music. I said music should inspire us and not put pressure on us, because I feel a lot of people
say it one more time. That's so good.
Yeah, music should inspire us and not put pressure on us.
I love that, bro. I'm gonna use that.
Because I see a lot of people like, if the song says stop, I have to stop. If there is a guitar there, I have to use that. If there is a piano, I have to use that. So they are not deciding what they use. Is I always compare as like I do think smart people, they listen the opinion of people that do more than them, and they are also able to decide how to do by themselves. So to me, it's the same thing. Like music is telling you like, oh, you can use it, but it's all your decision. So you can still follow like just the downbeat and upbeat, even if there is a piano or a guitar there. So I see Ariel use it so great. So how when you teach, especially girls, because it's kind of more like girly to use these little things and still follow. What would be the biggest advice you can give to the followers right now to express themselves without feel the pressure of I have to do that, I have to do that, but more like I wanted to do it.
Mm. Oh Lord. Okay. Here we go. I do like I I like to I don't know. See, I like to choreograph like as a routine dancer. And
Okay.
my social dancing comes, you know, a lot of my inspiration comes with the idea that I'm already thinking about the music in that way. Like, how can I show this next piece of music that might be happening? And so in that respect, I am thinking ahead in some ways. But also one of the, I don't know if this is related or the answer, but one of the things that I had to learn about West Coast swing versus like dancing, solo dancing, was that dancing musicality in West Coast swing is way different than dancing musicality and solo dancing, only because you have a partner attached to you and you can't just do whatever you want. You have to work with your partner.
And that's for leaders and followers. Leaders, we don't just get to do whatever we want just because we're labeled leader. We both have a responsibility to each other and each other's ideas.
Mm-hmm. Jeff Adam says is a very good option.
That's a great go. That and body work. Keep them in your arsenal.
Oh my God, body rolls. Okay. But yeah, so like what was I saying?
You were saying you don't just look ahead inside of the music, you also like to visualize.
One of my biggest breakthroughs in West Coast swing musicality was realizing that I had to dance within the pattern structure that was already happening. I could just do whatever I wanted whenever I heard music. And so, which seems kind of obvious saying it out loud now. But
huge.
Yeah, but as a solo dancer, like my body was just used to doing whatever I wanted it to do when I heard music. And so I would have to pick, like if I'm in the middle of a shift going forward, I have to now express the music that I'm hearing moving forward instead of just, you know, whatever I want to do, like a split in that moment or something, you know? That contributes a lot to my thought process, but I don't know if I answered the question. Like,
yeah. I mean,
okay.
Guys, yeah. It's always about helping people. And I do think when you say, you have two ways to help here. One way is say what you do, because they will understand and they will learn from you. And the other way is say how you teach people to do it. Because I think that's the great point, because you became a great dancer doing what you do. So the way you listen to music, the way you practice, the way you think, like Jesse said, something very interesting right now that I truly agree with it, is our responsibility to listen what she's talking. So yeah, could you talk a little more about that, Jesse?
Yeah, absolutely. As far what?
So you're good at that.
Talking?
No, listening. Listening.
Well, so I had a lot of time, more than Ariel did. I had a lot of time to think about what my superpower would be, and I'm going to go with 3 as a quick list, and then I'll expand on each one if that's okay with you.
Perfect.
So, buddy, listening for sure is one of them, and that includes listening to instructors, listening to information related to West Coast Swing and information in general. Being a good listener, a good intaker, a good learner is a really important skill set. Another power that I brought to the dance was discipline, or the ability to create my own practice and my own drive, because we're not always motivated, and that's especially true inside of the arts. It can be really hard, like during this time. I have I would say not maintained the practice schedule that I had going into quarantine, going into this shutdown. And so I had a lot of big goals, and they didn't happen the way that they could have if I had maintained that discipline. But that was really important because I was an awkward dancer when I started, bro. I was not good at this. And my bosses told me that, my coworkers told me that. I'm sure that there are students who would have told me that if I had asked, because I had a natural ability and a developed ability, I suppose, that from the pre-law stuff and the acting stuff of being able to talk in front of people, even if I didn't necessarily know or feel 100% confident in what I was talking about. But it was much easier for me, and I feel like a lot of leaders, especially, it's a lot easier for me to learn about West Coast swing than to do West Coast swing, to physicalize it and to
I
put.
think for everybody's like that.
So,
Yeah, I always say, sometimes we are very fat in information. It's
mm,
like because information is like fat is energy, right? It's supposed to be energy, but it's bad for you because it's too much energy and you are not using. And I said the same thing about information, like some people are doing so many classes and listen and learn, and they think they are learning. I mean, I define it to myself, when I say I learn it, it means I'm applying it.
yes.
There is a difference about listen and apply it. And some people, oh, I'm learned that, I know that. You don't know that. It's like some people say, oh, you should keep your body in your center. And so, yeah, I know that. Yeah, but do it, motherfucker. So the thing is, like, you have to repeat, you have to practice. And when you are able to do it, then you can say, yeah, now I know it.
It's so important, though. You have to be able to put in the time to make it a skill set and not just a knowledge.
And just a
Yeah.
note, because I feel like I was shocked about the difference between my experience in solo dancing versus West Coast swing. Like a solo dance class, you are sweating and moving the entire time, and there's actually not a lot of talking. West Coast swing, it's a lot of talking and a little bit of doing. And so like it's a huge gap, I feel like, for our community that we don't know how to bridge sometimes. So anyways, sidebar.
It's an important
Yeah, it's great, Ariel.
important part. So I had a recognition of my deficiency in skill and coordination, and when I became, not while I was a ballroom dancer, there I was fat in the brain. I was very heavy with information, but once I found West Coast Swing and became really passionate about it, I decided I put a lot of investment and time into helping my body repetition be less dumb so that it could do what I knew it was supposed to do. And I'm still not at the point where I feel like I've done that, but I'm much farther along the path now. The third thing was, yeah, hey, this is we're supposed to be real. We're supposed to be clear about our strong suits. I think about things differently as a category, as a means of categorization in my brain, because I have a missing link up here to where I cannot create mental pictures. I can't visualize. And so if someone's like, when you imagine choreography, how do you see it? I don't. My computer works, but the screen is broken. So I call it a phantasmagoria, which is like the inability to produce phantom images in my brain. So I can't imagine an apple or up on an or anything like that. So because I think of it so differently, can't tell. I'm very word oriented, very verbal, because I can think in sound, but I can't think in picture. So then I recategorize how West Coast Swing works in physical motion, how it works as a dance language, and through the act of teaching that, I feel like I've become a lot more confident with the information, and that's also helped me change how I'm going to dance it and how I'm going to hear it. And that's been my other major skill set. Is I've been a teacher since I was a newcomer, so I've been teaching the whole way, which helped me understand. So now I can teach different levels, but I also have taught myself to. There you go.
Yeah, that's great. Like you both have been teaching and learning another stuff before West Coast Swing, and like some people did not know, but Jesse helped me a lot with some of my routines. Actually, yeah, you helped me a lot how to interpret. That's correct. Like to acting. And my favorite routine from myself was the Sam Smith one. I don't know the name of the song now, but you remember that one, right? The blue one.
Yeah.
Let me by your side. No,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's my favorite routine for myself, and you help me a lot about interpreting, like acting in it, like put
After-
myself in the story. Yeah, yeah. It was great. And I came from karate, so I bring a lot of knowledge from karate for my dance technique, for my dance teaching style, for how I do believe in things. So which skills or which knowledge did you guys bring for like area for being a musician or another dance style, and for the acting ideas or for the ballroom to your West Coast swing classes to make it work very, very well?
You're making me go
No, you went first last time. I think that's fair. So I definitely brought the acting training and the pre-law, the debate and forensics, and any of the public speaking that I was able to practice beforehand, so that I could talk in a sentient way with people and not have to worry about going back over my points or words. Is something that happens a lot, and so I was able to develop a better flow, I feel like, in the way that I speak. Speaking of, so, but the other thing that ended up happening was there there was a difference in that categorization after my first years of being a West Coast swing instructor, where I started working on a language and teaching from that focal point instead of from a focal point. Teaching from a point was the other major change that I bring to my classes that has helped my teaching be effective. Matter. Your turn.
Okay.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When it comes to like teach and in a classroom, I feel like having taken a lot of classes up to this point because of my updates experience, I was able to kind of figure out what worked for me as a learner and what didn't. And so, and in my opinion, I'm actually not very good with words. I'm pretty quiet, and when I have to like say important things, I'm nervous, and I don't know if I'm going to say all the right things. So I end up getting like, I actually feel like that's actually a weak for me is my words. And so I felt like I adapted my teaching style to the way that I learned. And I think it's worked out
Yeah.
for people.
You create very physical classes.
Yeah, I try to describe things in a way that makes me I'm really visual, so I'll use a lot more sounds and different type of explanations rather than very simple or very count oriented or anything like that. I also try to keep the classes lighthearted. So I don't know. See, I'm like having trouble speaking now.
You're doing great.
You're doing just
We're
fine.
both,
I don't like it's so hard to talk about yourself.
we bring humor into it when we can. If we can't be funny, at least we're funny looking. That's why I wear the pants that I wear. But the other thing that I think we would both say is it's important to give credit where credit is due, and we've learned a lot about teaching from teachers, especially with the group classes that they give or the online material that they in today's age are presenting. I take an enormous amount of private lessons, and I know that you do too. And we use not only all of that information, but the methodologies and the approaches to how they're presenting the information. One of my favorites, Diego, I still do, was you, buddy, back at the Asian Open. Love for the Asian Open. Guys, I can't believe it was canceled this year. I freaking love that event. I'm back. So the
Amazing. Have you been there, Ariel?
Yes, I was lucky enough to go last year, my first time. So
we were both going.
Let's get back next year.
Let's get it back. So
Yeah.
we were at the Asian Open, and I had the phenomenal opportunity to teach with two of the dancers there, Andy and Kiki Kawiki, and I was so excited. It was such a great time. We had so much fun teaching our classes, but I also took and watched people's classes. I got the opportunity to sit in on your class, and you and Jess did this rotation style for the class about sharing love. with not just the partner you're going to, but the partner you're leaving. And everyone had to celebrate and hug and, oh, it's my
Yeah.
partner. Thank you for dancing with me. Partner. So they turn around and the new partner has even more love.
Yeah.
Do it. You sent them back to the other partner and made them do it again. Then later at Jack and Jill's, when the newcomers rotated the first time, you lost your shit, man. You took Brad Whelan's microphone from him and you were like, no, 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 no. We do better. We learned
Yeah.
that you took my class earlier. You know how you're supposed to treat your partners. You made all of the newcomers go back to the partner and celebrate their dancing and then go to the set the tone for the whole weekend. We lost our mind. And I took that home with me, and now I do that in Kansas City. Celebrate our practices.
Nice. Thanks for that, bro. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, like that's why I call that beyond the triples, because I do think we have three skills to develop as a dancer. So we have our technical skills, we have our social skills, and our emotional skills. And the problem is we almost focus 100% on our technical skills. It's about do triple better and be more fluid and more connection. And I always say there's a big difference between be a great dancer and be a great competitor. And some people, sometimes they are both, but some people, they are just great dancers. And these are the most important thing because they make a lot of people happy on the dance floor. And some people are just great competitors because they are just so stupid people, but they are very good in technical thing. So if you are very good in technical stuff, you can win the US Open, but you're still not a great dancer because you're just asshole. But in the other hand, there is people that make everybody happy and people do not follow these ones because they have the great social skills and the great abilities to make the dance floor just a magic place. So they make people really happy.
Yeah.
So that's why I do think we all should work in that because in general, like we know people do not go dance because they want to learn some moves. There are some things behind. They want to make friends. They want to trust in themselves. They want to feel able to achieve what they want. So that's why they dance, and that's what we have to give for them. And you guys have to. Yeah.
And I think that Ariel was touching on this point earlier with the transition and how our classes are different than solo classes. But it's really tough because at first people come into our community for a lot of reasons, and none of them are, I want to know a pattern. However, we've been in our community for 6 months, like for a given amount of time, we subconsciously train people to crave knowing patterns, and we've created this community educational cycle where people are only able to focus on the technical skill sets.
Yeah,
it's so important what we're talking about right now, and being able to transition that really at the baseline from an educational perspective, not even from a dance perspective of like, oh, the leader in my Jack and Jill just kept doing patterns. But from an educational level, the teachers in our community, the community leaders need to know that we're teaching people how to body language communicate with each other more than how to dance with each other, how to connect emotionally with each other, way more than we're teaching them how to do this week's version of a sugar push talk.
Totally agree, guys. Yeah, I mean that's the real point. I do think one thing that we have been missing in this community is we have been put a competition as the most important thing. So people are not allowed to really have fun and to really do what they like to do because they are always thinking about what I should do to win competitions. It's more about how to please the judge than how to please themselves. I myself have been in that point many times. So when I want to do something, but I have to put a fucking triple steps there because if not, I have not enough triple steps.
Which is
just so stupid.
The triples.
yeah, like it's so stupid, and yeah, we are there, and that's one thing that I will love, and I will work for change in this community. And yeah, it's good to talk about that because right now, guys, we have probably 10 minutes left, and for finish it.
Oh no!
Yeah, the Instagrams just allowed us for 1 hour, but to finish it, I will do. I have last questions for you. in this moment, you have to answer with one word or one phrase maximum. Good?
Okay.
So yeah, I ask, so Jess answered, then Ariel answered, and we keep like that all the time. Good? So if you have to pick just one song for dance for a year, which song it will be?
Ooh. I know the song you wouldn't pick.
Yeah, can we pick one you wouldn't pick?
Which one?
The Megan Trainor song they always play in Jack and Jill's. The boop 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 boop. Look at that.
Okay,
Me too.
that's not okay.
Okay.
So go.
Greaves, Heartbreak Hotel.
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak Hotel. It's by an artist Greaves. So good. So good.
Yeah. If you guys want to ask them in the personal Instagram later, then they will send you like the name. Ariel.
Stressing out. Okay.
That's not a song, babe.
Okay. I'm literally sweating right now. Okay. I think something. I have two sides to me that are really like strong, like competitors, like
We
the
know you pick a
contemporary
booty song.
feely
Don't
side
give us
and
that.
like the pump it up like hip hop side. So it's really
Give
hard.
us your booty song.
There's like a T-Pain song that's like super lit, but I don't remember the name of it.
Okay.
Message Ariel and her.
That's good. That's good. You message me later and you post that in my stories. So guys, just go to my stories later and you have this song there. Good? So next one. So if when all this corona shit is over and you guys can say for everybody, everyone, let's meet each other in this event because this is the best event in the world. Which event it will be?
Wow. Okay.
I feel like I know your answer.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you would say the Asia Open.
I have a super special place in my heart for the Asia Open.
Nice.
What Z did and the Singaporean community is for West Coast Swing with the heart that they bring to it is so incredible. But they're you know what? I haven't experienced the Brazilian Open. I hear that they've got a lot of love too. I've been to every West Coast Swing event. I'll tell you that
I plan to do the Beyond the Triples live event next year.
Yeah, there you go. But like whether it's Canada with Tosh or it's Midwest Westy Fest City, Texas with the multiplicity of amazing events, California. No, there's too many good ones, Diego. I can't.
So mine.
Okay, so Ariel, come on.
Mine would probably be like Austin Rocks, actually.
Wow. Love Austin.
That's nice. That's cool.
I'm a huge fan of small, like super personal, fun events.
Nice.
And that was one of my favorites the past few years. So definitely, yeah. Okay.
That's good. That's good. So you both, if you have to decide one thing to change in the whole community or in the West Coast Swing system, what will you change?
This is serious. This is not a joke. Our educational system is not accurate to how we dance West Coast Swing. We have to change how we're teaching people the beginning of West Coast Swing. Done.
Super ugly. Oh, where are you guys? You're back. So let's do another live.
Too much drama. I'm going to handle the drama.
Go, Ariel.
I wish that we took our physicality of our dance a lot more serious. Whether it's physically staying in better shape or like practicing more physically, like we were talking about earlier, that disconnect between the what do you call it? Not audible.
I'm so hungry.
Anyways, I wish that we were
physicality.
able to
Quick answers, babe. Quick answers, babe.
like stretching and taking care of your body and being able to do things with our body as dancers so that we can express the music better. Okay, I'm
Yes,
done.
yes, nice one. Good
Okay.
answer. I liked it. I
Okay,
liked it.
next.
That's great. Yeah. Like, just talk about that. I'm a physical educator, so I have a program to make people lose weight, as I call the third element, because it's almost 100% about mindset, self-knowledge, and take responsibility. And right now, I just started my first international group. So
Cool.
I have people from Malaysia, Austria, Germany, and they're all dancers, and that's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we see people as human beings, not just as a dancer, to make them have more fun and enjoy more their life. That's great. That's great. So, yeah, if you have to do one advice for people that are living this crazy moment in the world right now, what will you say?
You first.
What for this moment?
Advice for this moment in this crazy world.
Okay. Because I'm a very personal experience type of person, I would say from my personal experience, what's helped me and I feel like would help a lot of people is keeping your mind focused on your future self and what you're wanting to achieve in the future, and not get caught up in what's happening right moment, whether it's having lack of motivation to work out, lack of motivation to eat better, lack of motivation to move. If for me, when I've kept my mentality on the person that I want to be, it's helped me get through the lack. And during, so that would be my 2 cents.
Cool.
I like
Amazing.
Go for it.
On my end, I have a lot of good habits. I don't have a lot of bad habits too, and one of them is staying connected and communicative with people. So I've really struggled with the lack of interaction, because I haven't, I don't send a lot of text messages or post on Facebook or Insta or anything. So I can't impart knowledge on that end. But what I would say is that if you take very seriously the organization of your personal space, and you separate it into, this is my space for sleeping, this is my space for physical activity, this is my space for work, and this is my space for creativity or messing around or watching TV or Netflix or whatever, then those 4 spaces as a minimum and not overlapping them can really help you individually get through this time frame well. And if you have a practice space, that'll help with the triple steps and everything else we need.
That's great, guys. So yeah, we probably have like 1 minute more here. So let me know where these people, Instagram just showed me. First of all, thank you so much for you guys here. Like, it was amazing having you. Love it, love it, love it. Let's do more times. It was just amazing. But let these people know where they can find you right now. If they want to talk, if they want to get lessons, how they can find you, what they can do.
So we both have Facebook pages. She does a really good job with intercommunications, and she also has an Instagram. Got to follow Ariel. What's your handle? Ariel.peck. But what is going to matter to me that you can find us at, we've been working a lot on a newcomer series, on a newcomer video tutorial series for how to develop their understanding of what West Coast Swing is and how to dance it. And so I would want you guys to stay updated with that as we release the videos on YouTube, so that our community can share them to people who don't already dance West Coast Swing, so that when they do come back, we have new people to dance with, and we have new people circulating in our communities instead of having to start from ground zero.
And we'll be sharing those, so they're almost out.
Yep.
That's just an amazing idea, guys. So congrats for everything you have done. If you are watching us, don't stop here. Please talk to them, ask more questions, follow them on the social media. I'm sure they have so much to help us. And let's do that more time, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciated your time. It was very, very fun. I love it. This video will also be on my Instagram. Right now, I share it on the EGTV, so you can watch, and people can watch at any time. And very soon it will be also on the YouTube channel. Okay. So guys, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Westy.
It's been your heart.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, I hope see you very, very soon. Brazil, US, Asian Open, Austin rocks, Houston rocks, Dallas rocks, Andy rocks.
West,
So
Westy, and
let's rock this
Yes.
world.